In the top left-hand corner of our quarterfinals of today's Kung Fu Cup, the red Terran player from Team Liquid is Clem. Taking on the recently returned man from the military, blue Zerg player Rogue. It's not every day you see a Clem versus Rogue. I will jump on a news cam. I've been observing myself today. I actually think we did okay observing today, guys. Don't think it's been too bad, but I continue to stretch my legs out a little bit, so go on there, camera. Go follow them around. They're also just better observer than me straight up, so that always helps as we get into game number 1 of this best of 3. Yeah, Clem versus Rogue, TvZ, best of 3 here in the quarterfinals. It's best of 3 all the way until the finals. Best finals should be a best of 5. That's the only thing that isn't a best of 3 today in the Kung Fu Cup. So good to have this event back, honestly. Like, it's so good to see this one returning. Super happy. Alright, Rex coming through. SCV is building. Catch gas. Soon to be a spawning pool coming through. There it is, a hatch gas pool. A couple drones coming out on the side of Rogue. We can get ourselves the Overlord again, pressing up to the upper left, so going to go scout a little bit. And, yeah, gonna go see a little bit of what is going on. As we get ourselves chilling and awaiting. Reaper is building up on the side of Clem. Again, order command center. Bit of everything coming through for the first few moments as the SCV of Clem will head down to the bottom right-hand side also. That's just going to be coming across right now. Also for the moment, get that underway. Obviously, early game TvZ will be fairly chill. It's going to be that Reaper that we get to follow early. That's really going to be the first point of intrigue usually. So we're going to get that Reaper coming across in a moment. And 6 lings being made. Rogue not afraid to just make 6 lings and say, you know what, I'm just going to need as many lings as possible to help push this Reaper back, so make my life as easy as I can. Comes micro is pretty darn good. No need to test it. Let's just make the 6. As you already see, some of these lings are starting to drop low. Gold grenade goes down, actually bops the lings, actually kills one of them. Not bad from that grenade. As third CC comes up as well. Clem gets that third, finishing shortly. Well, starting up now. Natural's just now finishing. But yeah, third base starts up as well. So Clem is absolutely about this macro game. He's not afraid to lean into the macro element of this. Again, that ling speed is halfway done. The Reaper will take a couple of shots off the Queen. Hatchery goes down, and we have ourselves the Reaper still moving over. A little grenade. Again, lings are hanging about in that natural. Hellions, ling speed all coming up. Drones on the way. Starport drops down to be the next step of all of this. Oh, he is just such a fast third. And Clem is dove into now. So, we're keeping our eyes on that. As the Reaper hops back into the main, but there's already going to be a Queen there. A couple other Queens are making their way across. The Lings come over. Reaper will be chased. Right, goes down, and that Reaper will, again, continue to be hunted as the Hellions show up. A couple of Lings get picked away at. Defense good so far. Let's see how Roach Rowan dropping down there from Rogues. Just get that started up. Couple more drones, couple more Queens coming through. Again, the cloaking coming up as well. Banshee, Hellion, Marine, everything already being set in. That's Overlord. We'll take a few nibbles, getting pushed away out to the side a little bit. Factory will come back over, drop down a reactor. There's 2 more barracks on the way up, so it's going to be 3 racks in total. The Hellions pull back to the upper left-hand side, and again, the Roach Rowan of Rogue about to finish as the last starts from Rogue as well. So, pretty late on the lair. It's not like a fast tech or anything like that. The Roach Rowan, I can only imagine, is going to help him out defensively. Doesn't look as though he's going to have any aggression, because why would he be building a lair then? Now he takes 4 more gases as well, so absolutely looks to set that up. Step back is just coming through. Gonna get that stim started. Obviously, it's gonna be behind the cloak banshees, so Clem will have those banshees to be very annoying with. It's a little while since I've seen a Clem banshee. It's actually been a while in general since I've casted Clem. But we obviously know the Clem banshees are very much so a big thing, and a very real thing at that as well. There's a couple more creep teamers come down out to the front. Hellions are going to poke around at the front again. Hellions back over that right-hand side. Roach speed, one more missile upgrades coming through. Infestation pit even starting up on the side of the Zerg. So again, just Rogue happy to tech through. She's going to fire as a couple of drones taking shots. Again, just going to be seeing those banshees now moving across towards that main base. A couple more hits go through, a couple more drones going down. I'm just going to be seeing one more upgrades halfway done. Stim pack is about to finish, and we do have 5 Hydroden continue to come about. Again, one more missiles and the roach speed still coming through. A 4th hatchery will go down. And with that hive just coming up, obviously Rogue should have no interest in doing anything apart from just playing defense until that hive is done. We get some Vipers out. Then you can immediately start to do abducts and blinding clouds on siege tanks, and that really takes away a big part of the defense that, you know, Clem would like to be using against the roach-based army of Rogue. So definitely expecting that. Got one more missile upgrades finishing. 2-2 coming up as well. Marines coming about. Let's come back in. Marines going to lift back up. Just have the 2-2 upgrades still coming about. Combat shield coming through as well. With that combat shield finish, obviously give Clem another little bit of an upgrade boost to try and fight with. Drone's coming bound. Drone just going to be taking some shots. Lurkers and roaches continue through. Seismic spines continue to come about as well as our Marines and Halberds will just clean up a little bit of creep. So we're pushing in 2 directions. Clem trying to take position on this high ground on top of this 4th. At the same time, Stim's on the left side, hitting his 3rd base. Rogue has nothing near here. Uh-oh, he has nothing in position anyway. He's getting to his first couple of lurkers, but there's only a couple of them, and he's just running his entire army around Clem. Jumping on this, I mean, his left side army does get pushed back, so that base is saved. We've seen the bio pulling back once again. Tanks are going to fire up. A few more roaches going down. You're not going to be seeing Clem already kind of winning out in this fight in a big way, obviously. I mean, that was a great set of trades initially. What is the HP on this hatchery? So the hatchery actually didn't go down. It's actually pretty healthy. I thought I really didn't see anything for Rogue heading over there, but obviously it did get a little bit chaotic. Marines taking shots. Tanks firing, hatchery taking hits. We do see the medevacs moving into the main base as well. I'm just going to be having, again, a couple of lurkers burrowing up one more time. Well, the problem is these lurkers are being met by tanks so far. A few roaches run up the left. Now they're dropping the main base. Is going to stim it up, and we see lurkers trying to push closer towards this position. We didn't really want to lose the hatchery, I guess, is why he goes so suddenly. There's not a lot of reinforcements here from Clem, and so the tanks only will not do great, but he did target fire down the hatch. The hatchery will fall. The drop from the main base lifts up and moves away, and Rogue just says GG. To be fair, I kind of felt like Clem was meant to have more units coming across the map. It felt like they really weren't, but this was good enough for the moment. In the top left-hand corner of the map, our red Terran player, who does have the 1-0 lead now in the best of 3. From Team Liquid, this is Clem. Bottom right, the blue Zerg from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Is he still on DPG? It's Rogue in the bottom right. Is he on DPG? I don't think so, right? I think this is just his old ID still active. Well, obviously they're not even DPG right now, they're DKZ. So, yeah, probably other case. I wonder if he is going to get picked up by someone. I mean, World Team League season is starting. But kind of shocked to see Rogue remain teamless, because he has been playing well. You know, like, okay, he's not the Rogue, you know, World Champion, Katowice Champion Rogue right now. But, like, he's still very good, you know? So I'd be very surprised to not see him picked up by someone at some stage in the fairly near future, honestly. Drones coming about, hatcheries coming in. We got a solid refinery, a barracks coming up as well. The Overlord continues to move across to the upper left-hand side of the map, so just going to go on a little bit of a journey. What server is the tournament on? It's whichever server is fairest between the players. So for Clem and Rogue, they will rotate central, west, central, all the other way around. It looks as though it's west, central, west for Rogue versus Clem. So west first, central second, west third. So those are all NA. Because it just creates the fairest ping between the two players. And STV. We'll go wandering across to the bottom right-hand side as and the Reaper coming up, CC going through, Hatch Gas and Pool coming in. Got that drone still on the way up as well. SCV moves about, drone is going to turn around. We do have the SCV coming over, and the drone will try and play the nibbling game for a couple of seconds. Factory's halfway done, just got a third hatchery down on the right hand side as well. And Clem just triple CCing once again, very similar to the last game so far. The SCV will swap places with the Reaper on the map. So the Reaper comes through, it will obviously go scout, and it will obviously go to poke some damage. Just trying to see a little bit of what's going on here. As of right now, as we do have that link speed building as well from Rogue. Not the fastest link speed out there. Not the slowest. It's very chill for the moment. They're kind of moving over. A couple queens are going to be back over there. Going to be seeing the Reaper and the Hellion joining back up together. Just going to be seeing another Hellion coming down the bottom right. So two Hellions and a Reaper together, trying to try and poke at the front. A couple of creep teamers here are going to be active, and obviously nothing that we can grab. Coming back over, two Hellions just gathering back up. Queens are going to move over as well as we get settled in. Again, just Clem's doing the same as before. The Banshee provides a good layer of safety as well, because he feels like probably if he gets a longer game, he's the favored player. So by playing the Banshee, he just kind of guarantees himself, or doesn't guarantee, but he gives himself more of a chance to see the yeah, gives himself more of a chance to see the kind of later stages of the game. There's less chances you die if you've got a Banshee up, right? So that's what we're looking at right now. Have those Hellions still cruising about a little. We see the Banshee coming in from the side. It's going to get rid of a couple drones already. So a couple of those going down as well. We do have cloaking still coming up. Then comes up. Again, the 1-1 upgrades coming through. As you see, Queen's going to be there. A couple of Hellions will be poking. A couple of drones going down. Little drops, obviously upgrades on both sides. This time we're going to play a melee upgrade game, so something a little bit different here as you just see those Hellions poking about, Reaper coming through. 1-1 on the stim pack coming over as the Banshee will fire a couple of shots off. Queens are going to be there. Going to push back as well. Just going to be seeing again the Bane Nest coming up along with everything. Just for now. Get this all underway. Actually getting in. A couple of SCVs go down. Marines will eventually play cleanup. Hellions having to pull back. But hey, a few SCVs going down is not the easiest situations to handle. So, again, something to take note of. Something to, you know, keep our eyes on throughout this. Just for now. We've seen the Lings, the Hellions actually gonna have a little bit of a skirmish. It's Clem that dives through. He gets 7 drones this time around, so now some workers going to get picked off. That's actually a nice little counterattack right there. We've seen the 2 Banshees gonna go moving over. And you have the Marines continue to fire up. A lot of Lings coming about. Again, melee upgrades, Bane speed coming about. Banshee still coming through. Our Marines moving over. Just gonna see our Lings continue back down to the bottom right side. Hydrotank coming up. Hellions continue to boost through. Even getting Burrow, which is obviously always a nice little addition, right? You get Burrow up, you got a potential for a couple of Banes to burrow up around the map, and then kaboom, kaboom, couple of good Baneling mines, and you can absolutely swing the course of a game very quickly and very easily, so big factor as our Marines dive forwards. A couple more Crypt Gems getting picked off. And we see our Marines diving into the main base. Going to actually now go after a Queen. He's just going to look to try and grab something there. The Lings counterattack will get a tank or so, but nothing too major just yet. Just going to be seeing our Lings still trying to slip through into this mineral line. Let's do have Marines coming through, grabbing an Overlord as well. And it does feel as though Clem is just getting way better trades across the board, so let's get a lot out of this. Let's do have the Banes and the Lings continuing across. CC comes around. Just have ourselves the pusher. Clem is still moving over to the right hand side. He is still getting into a setup for the moment. Now we've got some Lings trying to run through once again. The Banshee's already going to be in position. Bane's coming through as well. A few SCVs going down. Just going to be seeing those SCVs. And again, jumped on 17 workers dying. Rogue doing a lot of damage on the counter, but the problem is he's taking a lot of damage himself as well, so it's going to be a little bit painful too as our Marines go jumping onto the Spore Crawler. Wouldn't mind shot goes in. A little bit of Ling Bane getting kind of hit. Clem still maintaining a supply lead here. He's still got enough workers too. While he lost 17, he's still only 15 workers behind, but with mules, 4 bases overall, I think that's very manageable for Clem. I don't think this is too much of an issue. Marines load up again, going to jump into the main. Burrow actually being used to save some of those Lings for an extended period. As again, Rogue not allowed a 5th base, so soon to be 4 bases versus 4 bases. Going to be part of the problem right now as you just have the 2-2 upgrades continuing to come in. And that 2-2 finished up from Clem in a second or two. He's looking to jump onto the planetary fortress. Another Bane coming across. Lings coming over. Marine's going to get jumped on as well. We do see more of these Lings showing up. SCVs are getting grabbed. Excuse me. 2 workers going down with those final Lings. Rogue about to finish 2-2. We're just going to be able to obviously match the upgrades now. Sorry, I was trying to make sense of Wardy has that drunken boxer casting style. I don't even know what I was trying to figure out what that meant. Made me stumble in my sentence. We do have Rogue on the offensive once again. Banes are going to crash into this mineral line. This planetary is going to go down, but it's going to come down on the other side of the map as we do have the counterattack from Clem. Going to hit two different bases, so actually Rogue is going to be taking a bunch of damage. Clem's taking damage too. My goodness. Marine's going to get the left side base. Marine's going to get the right side base, so full on base trade moment right now. Let's just have Clem has much more army supply on the map, and that might be what this comes down to, honestly. Another Baneling going off, another Bane going to go in towards that group of bio. Clem 116 supply, Rogue 37, but again, I think army supply is what matters. Rogue has 72 drones that can't mine, and actually, I love what Clem's doing. Pulling his army back, because right now, the army of Rogue is trapped in Clem's main. This is basically free pickings. Clem can take a fight here that's absolutely guaranteed to benefit him, and Rogue is mining and producing off of two bases. Okay, Ling Bane's going to come in from this low ground. This is actually a big deal as the Widow Mine does get split away from. Good job by Rogue. Bane's continue to chase forward. Clem continue to kite backwards. Target firing Banelings as he goes. He gets every single Baneling. A couple of connections, yes, but could have been much worse. Clem's still up about 20 army supply. Cloaked Banshee's coming in for a few shots. He is actually going to keep those alive. Pulls them away, and honestly, that's a big deal. He's going to find Hydras here without detection as the Overseer's just up a bit further into the main base. Marines are stimming through. Actually going to let these Banshees die, aren't we? Well, no, because the Banshees were not being targeted. Now they do get targeted, but the Marines got rid of the Hydras and Lings during this. Clem's army supply really is that much better. Rogue, he does not have a third base. He's long distance mining off the third. I just don't see how Rogue gets enough stuff up to start winning the fight. The only thing I will say is that Clem's army is also very heavy on medevacs, which means it's not all fighting units. It's not all fighting units, and maybe that is where Rogue can maybe actually get enough on the ground to take an engagement. The Widow Mine shot or two coming about. Our Lings will jump onto the Widow Mines on the right side. Clearing those out. A couple more bits of supply lost from Clem. Like I say, 58 drones, does that even matter here? Because... oh, I don't know how to bring up the income graph on this overlay. There it is. Yeah, okay, so Rogue is still mining more, but of course it's mostly off the long distance, but does put pressure on Clem to probably deny this base, because if Rogue actually can mine from this base, that's really bad for Clem. Widow Mines here, something that Clem can kite back into. Still a 20 army supply lead. Rebuilding SCVs as he gets back to natural and third base mining. 13.5 minutes in on site Delta. This game turned into utter chaos. As we see another Widow Mine shot going to line up onto the Lings. That's going to be a connection. Couple of SCVs getting hurt in the process. Not going down yet though, as you do see the +3 armor now on the way from Clem. So he does have an upgrade lead back in the game with +3 attack finished. So another big factor on that one also. Again, Clem is going to be retreating back with Medevac and Marine alike. So pulling this all the way back up to the top. 7 more Hydras coming through, +1 missile attack upgrade coming in. I do think, though, Rogue getting that base up, that third up, and a proper mining location like that has got to be a huge income boost. And I guess Clem does saturate natural and third again, but now Rogue's trying to take the right side fourth. I don't think Clem can let him get away with that. I think that really does put Rogue on just too much economy to kind of let Clem kind of stand up and fight against. Gets an Overlord, maybe a Spore, Group Tumor. Obviously Rogue with the previous losses, realizing that this is a army that's coming, so he's in position. And you can see that army supply gap closing finally as well. Might be cool to look at the army supply. Please don't change overlay. I don't think my hotkeys match up. You can see it's kind of been, there was definitely a larger point of army supply advantage for Clem in that big dip. But it is now Rogue that's catching up and starting to equal and surpass Clem because of that mining coming back online. And like I say, for me, that's been my kind of scare point for Clem. That's been the issue. He's going to have libs to support. I like it because he's going to set them up to kind of be something to fall back into. But Mine's trying to push forwards here as well. Not enough Balins to kind of bust those down quickly. And they do burrow up pretty quick as well with that drilling claws. We do have Lings going to start streaming in. A few Banes as well. Going to let the Widow Mines do some work. Clem pulls back off a creep. It's a stream of Banelings that he's going to have to fight against. He does target fire the Banelings down. He gets all the Banelings, the Overseer as well, but so many Hydras out of Rogue. I don't think we fight that as Clem. I mean, we just don't have a good way to fight Hydras, and that many Hydras as well. It's really that kind of critical mass where they are going to be absolutely smacking each and every shot from that ball of Hydras is going to be brutal to deal with. Marines stem through once more. Hydras will turn and fight. A couple of Lings already going down. More Lings chasing up. Marines still pulling back here. Hydras coming through. Overseer goes down. Widowmine blows up a Baneling. Hydra Bane's still there. Marines get pushed back once more. More Lings on the way out on the side of Rogue. Hydra speed coming up. Stem one more time. We again have a couple more Widow Mines on the way. The Marines coming through. Marine Marauder is still producing. Again, a couple more SCVs in production. Widow Mine coming about. Bane's connecting in once again. Ling Hydra's still going to be there. I think at the end of the day, this is where Rogue is now set back up on 4 bases. Clem has had no way to really push in and to shut that down, to stop that from happening. He's now going to relocate an orbital to the left side, so fresh base for Clem. He actually only has 2 orbitals left in the game, so he's already kind of strapped when it comes to money or kind of potential bases. Very rare you see the 3rd evacuated to make a 4th. Talk about unique little situation. Orbital command is going to fly across here then. Marines and Widow Mines will get set up. Army continues to gather again, +2 missiles starting the army of Clem. It is also going to have the issue of just the creep spread now is so vast across the map. We still do have the upgrade advantage, 3-3 to 2-1-2. +2 missiles now building from Rogue as he is going to sit Hiveless in the game. Money to tech into Hive is obviously hard to come by. What a wild situation. The fact we're on 37 Banes again feels amazing for Rogue, I'm sure. After this whole base trade scenario. Absolutely wild time. And there's a few Marines press through. A couple of Widow Mines setting up to maybe get some shots off as well. Clem pulls down the left and, well, for the moment we sit and hang about. Again, more mines, more Marines continue to produce. Just seeing the rest of this getting going as well. Still got that +2 missiles on the way as well from Rogue, so that's about halfway done currently. Love the Liberator. A few drones going down. Any economy shut down at the moment is actually a pretty big deal. 50 drones is obviously not super comfortable, and Clem's only on 38 workers themselves. So just denying mining, denying income. Queen is going to have to be careful about where adventures there, as Clem's going to make a bit more of a dive with the main army onto this base. Couple Hydra's getting shot down already. He's actually going to get on top of the base, but there are Banelings nearby. In fact, there's a load of Banelings. That Widow Mine's going to do good against the Lings, as these other Widow Mines are starting to go off, and Rogue did not find the split away there. Up to the top, the Banelings get a couple of shots off, but Clem actually took a very good fight. The Widow Mine's really helping him at the start of that, so that went a long way to helping out. 28 more Lings coming through, +2 missiles coming up. Another Widow Mine shot goes off. Lings are going to get grabbed. It's a lot of bio up to the top. Hydra's still coming over. Lings still pushing through. We are going to have ourselves, well, Rogue just going for it, trying to break down this left-hand side. Widow Mine's hitting Hydras is such a nice feeling, because actually guaranteeing a blow-up on a Hydra every time has got to feel good. And now, obviously, off creep, Clem's going to find these Banelings. I do not think any of these Banes will connect as they're running off creep into too many Marines, too much DPS. They are just all melting down, and Clem is going to win this fight. Huge fight for him out on the left-hand side here. And I think that is going to do it, as now he cleans up, pushes Rogue back in his entirety. And we have got ourselves Clem pretty much putting the lockdown on this game. Don't really see what Rogue does now. 50 army supply down is a little bit of a step too far to amount to come back from, I believe. Lings in the corner. Oh my god, Widow Mine's actually going to blow up on one of those burrowed Lings. Either way, most important is to look over here, because that's where this fight is happening. Just going to be seeing those Banelings. Just getting blasted a little bit by the Widow Mine getting set up. Game is not done yet, but obviously I think Clem is absolutely secured himself the leading position once again, which was definitely not the case prior to that. I was going to say, with on 2 orbitals, the natural orbital is now floating across to the 5th base, so again, the benefit of a Terran in a low eco situation, you can relocate those orbital commands, goes very well for you. Couple more Marines, couple more Liberators all coming up. We got Hydra Bane coming about as well from Rogue. I'm actually on the bottom side, and I don't think Rogue's picked up on it, so he's going to be able to jump on a base. Rogue is making a dive himself, though he's going to find the SCVs between bases right now, and maybe some chance to hurt Clem's economy again, as Clem's going to come from 2 angles. He's going to come from the bottom left again. Bane's off creep, but just not getting a chance, as we are going to see the Hydras trying to take the step forward. The units on the right side will have to go deal with the mineral line on the top that's taking damage as well, as this arm fight is starting to be cleaned up. There was Lings over here. 20 SCVs went down. But again, it comes at the cost of Rogue's entire fighting force. Widowmite even cleans up the last couple of Lings. And now what? You got yourself a whole 23 Lings to your name. Losing the Hydras especially, right? I think that's one thing that you couldn't really afford. The Hydras were one thing that was really difficult for Clem to break through previously, but now, just not a factor. As our Biostim is down, a couple more Lings will get shot at. Bane's going to be kept away. Ling's going to come through, chase down some more SCVs. Final continues to trade out. The Ling Bing taking some shots. We've got ourselves the base is getting very low, so Rogue is going to make one last-ditched effort to try and save it, but it's just not going to be enough. Clem will take it 2-0. Fantastic series. Especially this game 2 is a spot on. I mean, Rogue kind of just rolled over and died game 1, but game 2, beautiful.